Hello and welcome to the Toledo Public Library podcast, The Free Bin. I'm Cindy.
And I'm Harrison.
And we're here to talk a little bit and share our information about what's coming up at the library. New news! Okay, let's see. Tomorrow is Story Trackers at 2 o'clock. If you're part of that group, come on down. If you want to be part of that group, come on down. Mm-hmm. You can get started winning your badges for reading, which we all love to do, and talk about movies and books and media, whatever it is that you love. Bring it on in with you, and we'll talk about it. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of fun. And then next week, keeping in mind that Labor Day weekend is coming up. It's a week from tomorrow, and we are closed on Saturday. So come in Friday, get what you want, or you'll have a long weekend with no books, and it will be sad.
Nobody wants that.
No. And, yeah, that's about it. I don't think there's anything else on the calendar for a while. We are ending our summer reading program. Tomorrow, we will draw prizes for our big prizes, like the camera, the glass blowing, all of that. So we'll draw those prizes and let the winners know. And that'll be exciting because there's a lot of entries in the raffle tickets. And it's like, wow, there's a lot of people entered in one, but that doesn't mean you get it because the odds are still the odds, right? You might have shortened your odds a little bit, but anybody can win. And that's a good thing. And then library card sign-up month is coming in September.
Yes.
So all September long, if you don't have a library card and you want one or your child needs one, now is the time to sign up, because if you come in and sign up for a new library card here in Toledo, then you get a free book.
Yes.
And we have lots to choose from. So we got lots of kids' book thanks to Altrusa for donating those, and we got lots going on. And then there's always stuff coming up at the library. So just keep your ears tuned and check our website and our Facebook page. Okay, and that's the news. So Harrison brought the beverage. He gets to tell us about it.
Yeah, I went simple this week. This is Orofino Artesian Mineral Water.
Ooh.
Naturally alkaline electrolytes, pH of 8, 100% recyclable and resealable, bottled at the source in Northern Idaho.
Northern Idaho?
Northern Idaho.
Well, okay then.
Yeah.
Northern Idaho. Let's see what kind of water you got.
Yeah, their slogan is water in its most elemental form.
So I guess we don't have to ask what the contents are.
Yeah, I was hoping maybe it would have some sort of breakdown of what the mineral content is. It might be interesting to know that. It might be useful if you're going for low sodium. I don't know what is in there exactly. I assume it's naturally occurring, so maybe they just don't have to report it.
Okay, it's a really cool can, though.
It's a really nice
like
can.
It.
I do enjoy a slightly alkaline water. There's a lot of
creek water.
Well, yeah, there's, a lot of people will make health claims about that are not founded. But one thing that is nice about it, though, is if you're prone to heartburn, having a little bit of alkalinity in your water can help with that. But you can accomplish that by just throwing a little bit of baking soda in your water, to kind of balance
the carbonate
it out.
Stuff.
But here we go. Here's a bottle of water. I got us each a bottle.
Okay.
It's clear.
Okay.
Doesn't smell like anything.
Smells like water. It tastes like water.
It tastes like water. Yeah, it tastes more like nothing than most water does, just because they've got that little bit of alkalinity, I think. Sometimes
it's not bad. I mean, it's good. I would drink it. It just tastes like water.
Yeah, it's simple. It's very neutral. It's very what it is. Hey, it's water.
So it says it's artesian mineral water. Have you ever seen an artesian well?
I have not. Tell me what that actually is, because I don't know.
I believe, and I could be wrong, but there is, I think, in North Dakota. No, that's Flaming Fountain. I'll have to tell you about that too. Artesian wells are just water sources. And I remember being on some ranches where they had big collecting bins, like 12 feet in diameter and probably 4 feet high, just full of artesian water that collects, and then they use it. It's just a spring, kind of spring. But the one I was thinking of was Flaming Fountain in Pierre, South Dakota. So Flaming Fountain has such a high gas rate in the water that you light it on fire.
Whoa.
Yeah. And so we stopped to see it, and it wasn't lit. We were like, oh.
So does somebody come along and keep it lit?
It's an actual city park, and in this park is Flaming Fountain, and they're famous for that. And apparently there's such a high, I don't know if it's oil or gas or whatever. I wouldn't drink it, but because of maybe the oil preserves under South Dakota, or some kind of thing. But yeah, it's like natural gas. It's like a natural gas water combination, and poosh, it whoosh goes. If you can flame the fountain.
That's neat.
Yeah, it's really cool. I saw pictures of it. I think it's pretty cool at night because it does flame, and it's a fountain that it's like this big round thing, and then it comes out, and So we actually stopped there because my son had the stomach flu. And we needed a place to just rest for a while because that was awful in the car. And so we went in, and he laid in the car and puked and threw up. And we went and looked at Flaming Fountain, which was not flaming.
Oh. Does it have a smell? Does it smell
Well,
gassy?
no, because natural gas doesn't, I don't remember the smell. It's been a while.
I know it doesn't have so much an odor on its own, but I wondered if other earth gases might have been
maybe
in there.
I don't know. I would think that I want to know how they discovered it. Yeah. So some old guy, before Pierre was anything but, a spot in the road, finds this bubbling water and tosses a cigarette into it. And that would be startling. Not going to drink that.
I'm going to guess. I'm going to guess that thousands of years ago, somebody was passing through at night, had a torch or had some sort of flame source with them.
Yeah.
Maybe. Is it visible during the day? Is it if you light it, is the flame, is it a bright flame?
It would be, I don't know.
I'm saying night because I'm imagining it being not a super bright flame for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
I'm imagining things. I'm just letting the audience know I'm imagining things. But I would think somebody trying to extinguish a torch real quick or some burning stuff just by dunking it in.
Yeah, maybe.
In a well would have realized this just by, at some point in the history of human habitation, someone probably would have tried to douse.
Yeah, maybe.
Something.
And it's like, oh, whoops, that didn't work, did it?
Oh, wow, it's worse.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so it says Flaming Fountain is a unique water feature and veterans memorial located on the shores of Capitol Lake next to the South Dakota state capitol in Pierre, South Dakota. It's an artesian well. The water flows from a deep artesian well drilled between 1910 and 1920 that brings up warm water and natural methane gas.
Oh, so it was just drilled in 19.
Yeah.
In the.
So
it's not like a well that was there since time immemorial. It's a recent thing.
I guess so. Okay. Yeah.
That's an impressive flame, though. I can see it in that daytime picture. I'm picturing the little blue flame on a stove.
Right. No, it's methane.
Yeah, it's methane. Oh, okay.
So in 1960, a state worker ignited the escaping gas to burn it off safely, creating a continuous flaming water display that became famous roadside attraction. But currently, the natural gas concentration in the water has declined significantly, and it's caused the flame to frequently go out or to remain unlit. So that's probably why. But I'm trying to find us a picture here that would show. So see, you can see it. It's kind of weird, though, isn't it?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, there you go. If you want to go see some water flaming, go have a good time.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how I kind of remember it. That's right, because Pierre is the capital of South Dakota. You wouldn't know because it's really not a very large town. and it's off the beaten path quite a ways from 80 that runs through Highway 80. But it's a nice little town, and it's pronounced Pierre, not Pierre, even though it's spelled like Pierre.
Pierre.
Yeah, it's Pierre. They're very, very adamant about that.
Pierre.
Pierre.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so there you go. Well, we got good water. We will say that's okay.
Tastes just like water.
Yes. But today, our topic of conversation is what happened this last week.
Yes.
And it's really interesting that it happened in threes. Somebody had said to me, everything happens in threes. We lost Dolly Parton. We lost Tim Curry. And we lost...
Peter Cullen.
Peter Cullen.
Also.
Who I was not familiar with, but he's mostly a voice actor.
Yeah, he was a voice actor. He did... a lot of people know him as Optimus Prime.
Optimus Prime.
Optimus Prime. Yeah. And I did not really grow up watching Transformers. Of course, I had Transformers. If you had children in your house at that time, I feel like they just appeared in the house. When I was a kid, I don't remember ever buying a Transformer, but I remember them just being around.
Right.
Like they just appeared somehow. So I never watched the show, but I hear the voice in my head when I see Optimus Prime.
That's kind of an iconic voice. And my kids all had Transformers, and they got bigger and bigger and more elaborate. But I remember the first ones that were so hard to transform.
Oh yeah, you needed the manual. For some of those.
And I could never figure them out. And my kids would bring them to me and be like, "Here, can you transform him?" I'm like, "Nope, ask your dad," because I couldn't remember, and then it just frustrated me. So I don't like transforming toys, apparently.
I probably know him most in terms of roles that I'm familiar with as the voice of the Predator in Predator.
Really?
He did the
Did the Predator have a voice?
Yeah, he
kind of snuck around.
Kind of clicked and growled.
Okay.
Yeah, and then he has like a little speaking thing at the end because he repeats back. He can play back voices because that's how tool he uses to hunt is he replays things to get people to move where he needs them.
Right.
But
oh gosh, it's been a while since I've seen that.
And I didn't know that until I read the some of his bio after he passed away. I didn't know that he did sounds. He did voice for the Predator. He was Eeyore on Doc McStuffins. So not the Eeyore that I grew up with Ralph Wright as my Eeyore, but Peter Cullen did Eeyore on Doc McStuffins, which is a show that we have watched in our house a great deal. And I think his last role, one of them anyway, was the Transformers pinball table machine. I'm sorry, machine. I called it a table. I'm sorry. The Stern Transformers he did the Optimus Prime call outs for. And I saw someone suggesting that if you find a Transformers pin out there and you manage to get a high score or somewhere where you can enter your initials, Peter Cullen's initials were PCC.
Oh, okay.
And some people suggested maybe just putting his initials in there. Which I thought was a nice idea for a gesture.
And he did all the movies too, the newer ones that came out. Wow, he's a busy guy. Yeah. He was in Voltron, Eeyore in the Winnie the Pooh franchise. He was the original voice of Car in Knight Rider, but I'm assuming they mean Kit. No, because the other guy, there was another guy who did Kit, so this must have been an earlier rendition of Knight Rider.
Is there a different Car? I never watched Knight Rider. Yeah, because I know it was Kit. I don't know enough of the Knight Rider lore to weigh in on it.
Yeah, it's a little old. Oh, he also had a voice part in Gremlins as a gremlin. Oh, here it is. And the first season of the Knight Rider series.
Oh, wait. Was he in Gremlins too? Was he like the business gremlin?
I don't know. It just says Gremlins. Yeah. So I just Googled, guys, so you can Google this too. Don't think I know lots of different things. I really don't.
I'm looking up.
I really don't.
Since I said that, who did?
He
which
did lots
Gremlin
of
was
stuff. My goodness. He was a busy voice actor. And I just love that, because
it's Tony. I'm thinking of Tony Randall's Gremlin.
Right.
Sorry.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Well, it's just nice. I mean, I think we kind of, maybe you and I don't, but people who, we don't realize that a working actor does so many other things. You get celebrities, and I believe there's celebrities are different from working actors.
Mm-hmm.
And, guys like Bryan Cranston and this guy, Peter Cullen, and just the idea that they're just working. That's just their job, and they just happen to make a living at voice acting or being a bad guy in Breaking Bad. So it's just kind of cool to see that he was honored and remembered for his work because he just was doing his work, just doing his stuff. Yeah. So we are remembering Peter Cullen today. We're also remembering Tim Curry. Sigh.
Yeah.
Tim Curry is one of my favorite guys, and I will say it's not because of his role as the clown, Pennywise in it. It's not. I don't know that I've ever watched that entire movie. I don't watch horror, but I know enough about it to be like, nah, it wouldn't appeal to me.
And it's long because it was a TV miniseries.
Yeah,
he was
yeah, and he was, but I loved him in Clue as the butler. I loved him in Oscar, which is a little known movie, I think, because when I mention it, people go, "What?" It's a Stallone movie. One back when Sylvester Stallone was making comedies, and it's really quite delightful. It's funny. It's crazy. It plays like it's really offbeat. And he plays an elocutionist in it, Tim Curry. And he's just steals the scene. He just steals the show. He's so funny. And then, of course, beloved Muppet Treasure Island.
I was going to say, when I went and reviewed his roles to find which one was my favorite, I came upon that one again and thought, what? That might be my personal Tim Curry high point, and I bet it's Cindy's too.
Yep. I remember where I was. I was in a tiny little theater in Missoula, Montana with all of my children watching Muppet Treasure Island for the first time. And I love the Muppets, and I always have. But to see Tim Curry in that role, he just owned it. And I think it's because he, like Michael Caine, suspended their belief for a moment to understand that the Muppets were real people. And it shows. It totally shows that they bought into the fact that he's, his long lost love in Muppet Treasure Island is Miss Piggy. It is, and that's what makes the movie so good. Just like in Christmas Carol, the Muppet Christmas Carol with Michael Caine, he did the same thing. He totally put aside any kind of, nope, these are the actors I'm working with. They are pigs and frogs and rats, and it's great. But my favorite Tim Curry scene is when he does the "When You're a Professional Pirate" song, which is absolutely hands down his thing. And he was just great in it. He had such a good sense of humor about himself. I think if you watch him interviewed, especially the last interview I think he did, I picked up he doesn't talk about his private life. He's a very private person. But he talks, the interviewer asked him about, has there ever been a long love affair? Have you ever had someone that you love dearly and they left you and you broke your heart? And he said, oh, yes. And they're saying, well, dare I ask who? And he said, Miss Piggy. I mean, it's just this someone, I loved her so, but those things happen. We work together. And, it's just, he just totally straight face. And I thought that's how you need to handle people who want to know about your private life. And it was just so good. It was just great. But we have a book in the library he wrote just last year, I think. I'm going to look at the date it was published. Yeah, 2025, called Vagabond. It's a memoir. I read through it quickly. I didn't spend a lot of time on it, but I wanted to see just kind of the highlights. And, he just had a very interesting life. He's from the UK, and he broke out. His first breakout role was as Dr. Frankenfurter in the Rocky Horror Picture Show. And for some people in the 70s who that's their first memory of Tim Curry is Rocky Horror. And, for me, I think I became more of a fan at the Muppet Treasure Island. And so, wherever you kind of place Tim Curry in your lifetime, you can tell where you were in your life, But he's a good guy. And I think it's too bad, It's just too bad that we lost these icons so in 1 week.
In 1 week, yeah. And I remember somebody making the observation, and maybe it was you. So stop me if I'm repeating your own words back to you. But I remember someone saying that there are two options when you're playing opposite the Muppets. And one is to treat all of the Muppets like any other actor and just play it totally straight and just play it as if you're not among Muppets. The other option is to become a Muppet yourself.
Right.
And the person was saying that basically Michael Caine went one way and Tim Curry went the other way, and they both work.
Right.
But you have to commit to either playing it totally straight,
right,
or to just being another Muppet.
You have to commit to the silliness, and realize that what you're doing is just that's how you just have to in order to engage. Because if you don't, you look stupid because you're constantly looking at like, oh brother, this is so you're not going to be comfortable playing opposite a puppet and I've done that. You just commit that this puppet is a real thing. And I think that whatever they did, whatever their thought process, it worked.
Yeah.
And they are very good about doing that in Muppet movies. They're really good about making that work for people.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, of course, the third icon that we lost, is Dolly Parton.
Yes.
And we have a special connection here at the library to Dolly Parton because she started the Imagination Library, which I will talk about in a few minutes. But I wanted to give you, if you don't know who Dolly Parton is, I'm not sure where you've been the last 70, 80 years, because she is really one of those really iconic people. She's kind of her and Taylor Swift. If you say, oh, I know who Taylor Swift is, and I know almost everybody will, oh, yeah, I know who Dolly Parton is, unless they're young, but people in their, 20 and up, you kind of know who she is. So she was such a beloved person. She was an international star, and she was truly she's not a celebrity. She was a star. And she proved, I think, this is my opinion, that you could be that way and still be a nice person. And her songs, both those that she wrote, she was a prolific songwriter, and the ones that she recorded, so she wrote for a lot of people. So she has a big catalog that she wrote, and then she has, of course, all the ones that she recorded. But they have totaled 100 million worldwide sales and more than 1 billion online streams. So wrap your head around that.
Yeah.
The Imagination Library is one of her philanthropic entities that she does, and she started it because in Tennessee, where she's from, and because of her father, who quit school at a young age to work on the farm, and he always struggled to read, and so she started it. And the Imagination Library, and I did not utilize it for my kids, but she sends them a book a month until they're 5, correct? You can sign up for that. We had so many people come in and ask us, is it going to quit? Are we not going to get the Imagination Library anymore? And I am sure that she provided for it.
Yeah.
Because it was so special to her. So I am sure that it was set up under a foundation of some kind, and it will be fully there for the future. I think she wanted that.
I'll say, having taken a couple kids through that one for was just about to age out when we started, but the other, we got to see that progression because they pull books per year of a child's life. So nice. You give your child's age when you register them, and there are a book a month, and those book lists are by year. So nice. For under 1 year old, there's one book list. And then when they turn 2, there's another book list. Nice. And they update those every year. So they get the same first book and they get the same last book. And wow. Oh,
yeah. Harrison's having a moment.
Well, yeah. And there's a video.
Oh, really?
That she recorded that she sent the link out. So when your kid turns
a certain age, she talks to him.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. That's so sweet.
Man, I didn't expect this. But...
Well, that's very meaningful, though,
Yeah, it is.
Because she had that impact on people, and just the care that she had for people she wanted everyone to have advantages and be able to read. And I think she knew how important it was that reading was for kids. And what a special thing. Now I have to sign my grandchildren up.
And they don't cheap out.
Oh, yeah.
At all. And the thing is, it would still be a great program even if they sent kind of...
Yeah.
Even if they didn't select the books as carefully as they do. But...
That's
these are
cool.
these are Caldecott winners. These are huge, sought after, they're classics, they're new ones.
Cool.
It's all high quality stuff.
Yeah.
And when it gets sent every month, it's like, oh, I would have bought this. Like this was a book that I remember, or this is a book that I was gonna get. And so it's not just whatever that they sent. It would still be great even if they just sent a book, any book, right? But they don't cut any corners on that.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah.
I think, part of it too that I think so cool is if you start your child when they're born, by the end of their 5th year, they have how many books then? One a month for 5 years. That's like a whole library of books.
Yeah.
For kids. That's so cool. Aw. Well, now I wish I'd known about it when my kids were little. Anyway, probably started before my kid went back when my kids weren't little. But I have grandchildren, and I have 3 of them under the age of 5. But Dolly started singing in her church with her, I think her uncle was a pastor, and she started singing there when she was about 10. At 13, she was singing at the Grand Ole Opry, which, that's a big deal. And she was called a little gal from Tennessee or something like that. That's how they introduced her. And then in 1967, she really got her big breakthrough when she started to collaborate with Porter Wagoner, and who was a very popular country star. And she... I'm going to say in here, in the 60s, she married her husband. So, they don't give a year when they got married, but she was married to the same man, Carl Dean, all of her life. And I've seen her interviewed about him. He passed away in 25. And she has said, he just let me do what I needed to do. And he lived a quiet life, and their relationship was very loving, and it worked. In 1973, she wrote the song Jolene, which, if you don't know that song, oh, holy cow, guys, you really need to listen to the radio.
Yeah. If you think you don't know it, you know
you do it. You know it.
Yeah.
You know it. And it was the hit that made her career. And she laughs and tells the story how it was a bank clerk she saw flirting with Carl Dean, and that's how she wrote the song. And I thought, well, that's funny. You know, she kind of wrote it thinking about that. So this song is one of her most covered hits, and it's covered by some of them are Miley Cyrus, which I've heard her sing it with Dolly on a show, but Miley Cyrus covered it. Olivia Newton-John and the White Stripes covered it. I don't know the White Stripes.
You know, I never really got into the White Stripes.
What kind of music?
They're kind of indie style rock and roll. Okay. And then they got kind of big. I remember hearing about them from my older and cooler cousin Joel, who we've had on the show, introduced me to the White Stripes before they were on the radio or anything. They weren't exactly what I was into, but now I get to say I heard them before. They didn't grab me. I didn't realize that they were going to be taken off years later. But they're kind of just guitar and drums, and you will recognize some of their songs that have been on the
probably,
because they had one that was just all over the radio when they got big.
Oh, which one? Now
dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
Sounds familiar.
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I don't even remember what it's called, but it was on the radio all the time.
Okay. So she stayed with Porter Wagoner until 1972, 73. They split then, and she wrote the song "I Will Always Love You" as a farewell to him. It was not a pleasant farewell. It was hard. I think she wanted to be a solo career. They fought a lot towards the end there, and eventually he sued her because he was her manager. He sued her for his wages. They didn't say, in the article I read, it didn't say how that worked out, but I think one of the things that people admire about her is that she controlled her career. She didn't allow anyone else to control it. And that was always really important to her. Yeah. She was smart. She controlled, much like Taylor Swift, who I've read a lot of the same things. She controlled her music, and we get into that a little bit. So
Taylor Swift has a whole traveling economy. It sounds like her whole setup is its own
city,
nation state that roams the world.
Right, kind of does. Anyway, so she won in 1974. She won the Country Music Association's Female Vocalist of the Year back to back in 75 and 76. And she turned down Elvis Presley's request to cover I Will Always Love You because she wouldn't share the publishing rights. Oh. And the colonel or whoever did Elvis's career wanted half the publishing rights. And she said, nope. And so Elvis never covered it. She crossed over in 1979 into pop music with the song Here You Come Again, and won her first Grammy award. That was a song she did not write, which I thought was interesting. She didn't write Here You Come Again. And then the other crossover hits, of course, were 9 to 5, which if you haven't heard that recently, there are so many things that people are doing that are 9 to 5. I saw a library did a 9 to 5 thing. So it's such a classic song, such a funny movie. If you haven't seen it, try to find it because it is really fun. And she's just cute. The song Island in the Stream with Kenny Rogers. She did a lot of songs with Kenny Rogers. And then she collaborated with Linda Ronstadt, Emmylou Harris on the Trio album. And that's a really good album. I really like Linda Ronstadt. I love her voice. It's very bayou. And Emmylou Harris, of course, is iconic in like the bluegrass and that kind of stuff. She talked a lot about her look. She had a look, guys. You couldn't miss her in a crowd. And I was looking at some pictures as I was researching this, and she always stood out. Big hair, So here's what she had to say about her look. I knew my songs were good, even if I had been as ugly as sin, she told the AP in 2014. So I thought, well, I would have probably chose to look this way, even if I had been a waitress. I mean, this is my look. I mean, I like a lot of makeup. I like a lot of hair. I like flashy clothes. I like to show it off, but that's just who I am. Mm-hmm. And I thought, yep, she just picked a look she felt comfortable in, and that's what Dolly did. And it was to see her. She's very humorous. She's just so funny and self-deprecating, and just had a really good view of who she was.
Yeah, and
that made her confident, which I think is really plays into the fact that she is a celebrity without a lot of angst. You know?
Yeah, and she always within my memory always had genuine cachet with every group of people you could encounter.
Oh, yeah.
Like whether mainstream radio audiences or far from mainstream underground musical community. Right. You could find a crust punk who's never owned a radio and ask, do you like Dolly Parton? And say, I love Dolly Parton.
Right.
Like everybody.
Yeah. So she was nominated to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, not the Country Music Hall of Fame, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And she told him, no, I don't think I haven't done enough in rock and roll. I don't deserve to be in here. Well, they voted her in anyway. And so I have to read the quote she said. She said, I just didn't feel like I had done enough in the rock world to be considered to be put in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame when there were so many great rock artists that are not even in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They were going to put me in anyway, so I just accepted it gracefully. But I thought, well, I'm going to have to earn my keep, she says. Parton once thought she'd record a Linda Ronstadt-type rock album, but had felt she was getting too old. She recorded in 2023 the album Rockstar. And it is... I actually, as I'm looking at it, I'm like, I got to download this because it's got some good stuff on it. She covers a lot of her favorite rock and roll classics, but also includes about 10 original songs that she unearthed from her past, but also wrote for the thing, for the album. She collaborated with many of the original artists on these songs, including Sting and Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr. So she asked Paul McCartney if she could do a song, a Beatles song. And he said, yeah, do you want me to sing? Do you want me to do it with you? And she's like, yeah. And so he came, played, sing. They laid the track. And then Ringo Starr came back in and redid the drum track for him so that he could be, it would be on the album. So she says she kind of reunited the Beatles there for a hot second. So according to the press release that I read, Dolly Parton died from a very short bout with cancer, surrounded by her friends and her family. And, we lost somebody who added so much to the creativity in the world, but also added so much to the generosity and helped so many people. And hopefully her legacy will live on through her generosity and her foundation, through Dollywood and all those things that she left behind. Mm-hmm.
And I feel like she will have set things up to make a
I'm
lasting
sure.
long time.
I'm
she
sure.
had a good handle on.
Yeah. Yeah. And I imagine because she did not have children, that legacy she left behind is well funded for as long as it needs to be, so that's kind of the news of the week, isn't it? Yeah. We just kind of lost 3 people that had big impacts on our pop culture moment in time. And we'll put out as many of the movies as we can find that both Dolly did have a career in movies. Not the 9 to 5 was not really good, but like Rhinestone, I thought was interesting, but it's fun. And of course, Steel Magnolias, absolutely great. So there's, and then of course, Tim Curry. We'll pull what we can. And we've got Tim Curry's Vagabond memoir, if you want to come and check that out too.
Let's go to Dollywood.
Okay. Well, I wouldn't mind going to Dollywood. It'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, we were actually just before she passed away, we were kind of talking about maybe doing the Dollywood Christmas thing one of these years because they decorate.
Oh, yeah.
For
I'm
Christmas.
sure it'll still be there.
Yeah.
Dolly just won't. But she'll be everywhere.
Too. Really, really well-loved coasters there. At too. Yeah.
I think we'll find that there'll be a lot of, this year we'll probably get a tribute at some point to Dolly, that the country music people will gather together to remember on TV, just like you get for so many other things, But anyway, that's the news from the Toledo Public Library. Join us for September. We got lots of stuff going on.
Yep.
Okay.
We'll be here.
All right. Bye.
Bye. The Free Bin is a production of the Toledo Public Library, which is part of the Lincoln County Library District in beautiful Lincoln County, Oregon. Writing by Harrison Baker and Cindy Bilek. Original music and editing by Harrison Baker. The views and opinions expressed on this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect those of any organization they represent. Good night.